Hey, my human friend, and welcome back to the Authentic AI podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I am so excited to be in your earbuds today because I wanted to talk about something that I seriously wish more people were talking about when it comes to using AI tools in your business. And that is training your AI assistant on your brand. But not just that, it's my specific method that I absolutely swear by for doing this. It's called Brand Blueprint for ChatGPT, and I'll explain all about it. But basically, it helps you create this crazy brand strategy document that you can upload to your AI assistant again and again as much as you need to train your AI assistant to know everything it needs to know about your brand in about 10 seconds, one click, so that then you can hit the ground running, getting your AI assistant to work for you and do any of the tasks that you want it to do for you in your business. Seriously, this is the document that has allowed me to save up to 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, and 70 hours a month using AI tools in my business because I've created this document that just allows ChatGPT to give me really great on-brand responses from the get-go. So I just wanted to share this with you today, talk a little bit about it, because seriously, I know how much ChatGPT or a similar AI tool can help you in your business from personal experience. Like literally, ChatGPT has become my quote unquote biz bestie at this point. And yeah, it feels awkward to admit because it's a robot, but hey, she gets me and she helps me get so many things done so much more quickly in my day to day of my business, and then also creates more freedom and wiggle room for me to live my life, which has been so wonderful. But I do remember back in the beginning of using AI tools and ChatGPT when it really felt like pulling teeth trying to get what I was looking for from this tool, right? If you have had that experience where you go to ChatGPT and you're like, help me with this task, and then it creates something for you that feels totally off, right? Or if you're like, write me an Instagram caption and it comes up with something that's totally doesn't sound like you. And then you go back and forth with it, trying to be like, can you make it more friendly? Okay, no, less cheesy. Okay, no, please try to make it just more sound like me. And you're going back and forth in this spiral, and it just feels like you're wasting time, pulling teeth, and you could have just done it faster if you just written it yourself from the get-go. If you've ever had that experience, I have had that as well, and I hear it from so many people. This is not an uncommon thing, right? So don't feel like you're alone in this. And it also doesn't mean that you are bad at AI tools or that your AI tools or the AI tools won't work for you, right? No, it just means that you need a system to be able to truly train your AI assistant to immediately get your brand, to understand all the ins and outs, all the unique nuances of your brand from the get-go in a repeatable way that then will allow your AI assistant to actually work for you, to understand you, and then generate content or ideas that actually make sense for you and sound like you. And that's where my brand blueprint method comes into play. So, like I said, this is the method that I absolutely swear by. I use my own brand blueprint every day. And honestly, I have heard from my students, because I teach this in my brand blueprint course, how amazing their own brand blueprints are for them as well, right? Like it's not just a me thing. Once you create a brand blueprint document, literally this works for so many people. For all of my students so far, they've all had rave results about this. And it truly is just so impactful. The results are night and day difference from feeling generic, feeling a little off, feeling annoying, feeling like you're wasting time with AI tools, to all of a sudden having an AI assistant that truly can help you with all the things. So let's go ahead and talk about what the brand blueprint is, right? And like I've said, it's basically this single training document. It's a Google Doc that is easily updatable. I give you the template in the course, but it hosts all the things that ChatGPT needs to know about your brand in order to essentially create like your digital mini me, right? Literally now using my brand blueprint, I feel like ChatGPT is like reading my mind sometimes. And I'm not even like exaggerating. It's crazy. But it hosts the 5 core strategies of your brand. I like to break it down into your brand core identity, your mission, vision, values, everything that makes your brand who it is. Also, the beliefs and opinions, because we need to know how you feeling about specific topics as well as a brand, right? The second strategy is your ideal customers. So that's going deeper than demographics and psychographics, lifestyle, values, that sort of thing. Like that's included, but it's also outlining your ideal customers' problems and pain points, what you help them overcome, as well as their specific desires and dreams, like what you help them achieve as a brand. And also getting into your brand's relationship with your ideal customers. Who are you to them? Because that's truly helpful in understanding that deeper strategy and also understanding who we're speaking to so that ChatGPT can know who your ideal customers are when it's strategizing for you or writing content for you. The third strategy, of course, is your brand voice and writing style, aka your brand's personality, because this is one of the things that is most important, I think, when it comes to using AI tools in getting responses that sound like you and also maintaining your brand's authenticity, the uniqueness that makes you who you are. And honestly, it's a huge reason why your ideal customers come to you and want to work with you, right? So when it comes to your brand's personality, writing style, brand voice, this is going way deeper than just write in a friendly tone of voice. No. If you think about the word friendly, there is actually a huge spectrum that could fall under the friendly umbrella, right? It could be bubbly friendly, or it could be kind-hearted friendly, right? There's different nuances to a lot of these descriptive words when it comes to voice and personality that we really dive deep to in your brand blueprint and outline the specific things that totally nail your brand's unique personality, right? Also, thinking about formatting style, humor style, emoji usage, right? There's a lot of things that kind of play into who you are and also how you write and speak to people. And ChatGPT can understand all of these cool different nuances and really like generate copy that totally sounds like you. I don't know. I always like to share that I'm a word nerd, guys. I'm super unique and like I didn't think ChatGPT could totally replicate my brand voice. But the more I have been using this tool, the more I've been using this tool specifically with my brand blueprint and using a human first approach to AI that I teach, I'll be honest, like ChatGPT is nailing it, especially lately. Like it's been getting really good to the point where I have not had to tweak some of the copy that it throws my way, right? Like I always preach, like no matter what ChatGPT writes for you, always make sure that you read through everything it writes and make little tweaks here or there. Make sure that what you're putting out into the world is a reflection of something that you would have created yourself without the help of AI tools. And usually I'm like, make sure that you're tweaking at least one thing. Never copy paste directly from ChatGPT into your content or whatever it is. I'll be honest, like with the brand blueprint lately, like there's been definitely more than a few times that I have been able to simply copy paste straight from ChatGPT into my Instagram caption or whatever it is because it was perfect for me, right? That doesn't mean that I didn't care. That doesn't mean that I wasn't in a hurry. I still read through the captions that it wrote for me. And I was like, okay, I got no tweaks. Like, this is something I would have written, like down to the emoji usage in a caption, right? And so I'm just sharing this with you because that's totally possible for you. And I'm not saying that you have to adapt my brand voice or anything, but with the brand blueprint, we will outline your specific brand voice, writing style, personality, so that ChatGPT can get as close as possible to writing something that sounds like you from the get-go, from the first response, right? So that's just the third strategy, my friend. In the brand blueprint document, I also like to include 2 more strategies. The next one is your offer suite. outlining everything from your free offers, your freebies for your email list, all the way up through all of your paid offers, not only outlining all the specifics of the offers and what they help people do and all the different things, but also outlining how your offer suite works together. So, what freebies lead to upsells down the road for which offers, all the different stuff, because that really helps ChatGPT to not only strategize big picture stuff for your business if you want to launch something or plan any projects or anything like that, but also including that in your brand blueprint helps ChatGPT with the little stuff. Like if I want to write an Instagram caption that naturally leads to a call to action for any of my offers with my brand blueprint trained and uploaded into ChatGPT, I just say, write me this Instagram caption on this topic and make it naturally lead to a call to action for my brand blueprint course or whatever I want it to be. So it helps you with the big picture stuff and also the everyday stuff so that you don't have to be constantly explaining yourself or repeating yourself to this tool. No, it already understands all this and it can just help you with all the things immediately. And then the fifth strategy that I like to include in my brand blueprint is my messaging, right? So that is definitely like your unique angle, your unique take on bigger themes in your industry or in your business, right? And it's also like that deeper message that you want to spread to the world. And another thing that I like to fold into messaging is brand storytelling, because this is truly like the human part of your brand. And in the AI era that we are all living in, brand storytelling is so much more important than ever for maintaining your brand's authenticity and humanness, and also for helping you stand out online, right? But the really cool thing is that ChatGPT can understand your brand's stories and understand your kind of personality, your personal stories that kind of go into this business that you are building and creating. And that helps it understand how to craft content and copy for you that does sound more human and adds a little bit of your own personal spice to all the things, right? So those are the 5 core strategies that I like to include in the brand blueprint document. And actually in my brand blueprint course, I walk you through the exact steps of creating this crazy document outlining these 5 core strategies with ChatGPT's help, right? So we will start with you, but then you'll use these prompts that I include in the course to walk through the process of outlining, deep diving into these 5 core strategies with the help of ChatGPT. Now, I do want to share my brand blueprint is 80 pages long. I have heard from multiple students that theirs is even longer than mine. And that's like a book at that point, right? But I don't want to scare you because with ChatGPT's help in this process, you can actually create this crazy huge brand blueprint, brand strategy document in around 4 hours. That's the average that my students take to create their brand blueprints. Legit, it sounds crazy, but it can happen in a 4-hour or less time period, which is so amazing because you would pay thousands of dollars with a brand strategist to create this sort of thing. And that's not saying anything negative or that you shouldn't hire a brand strategist because they are amazing. But that's the type of detail that we are talking here. And the very cool thing is that not only by the end of this will you have this huge brand training document to use with your AI assistant, but also in this process of walking through outlining your 5 core brand strategies with ChatGPT, it's a really cool process for yourself, actually. I have heard from multiple of my students that they have cried or teared up at the end of this process because it is so nice to finally have clarity around all the ideas swirling around in your head that you may not have been able to clearly communicate before, or just to have reflected back to you the deeper meaning behind your brand and your offers and all the things, right? Like, man, the whole process is just so awesome to have clarity, to have the feeling seen moment for your own brand. And then at the end, you have this document that not only helps to train an AI assistant on your brand, but actually this is a document that can also be really helpful for human team members too. if you want to share this with human team members, either for themselves to review about your brand or even for them to use with an AI assistant. Which actually leads me to another way that you can use your brand blueprint super easily is you can use this document to train a custom GPT if you want to get real nerdy with it. It can act as a knowledge base to create a brand bot, custom GPT if you have the paid version of ChatGPT. And a brand bot is super awesome to then again share with a team member or for you to use yourself just on a repeatable, easy basis. I also love to create brand blueprints for clients as well. I actually have a couple of behind the scene one-on-one content clients that I work with every month, and I have brand blueprints created for them that are also trained on my content creation process. And I've turned them into custom GPTs, and these help me create content for my clients way more quickly and easily without sacrificing my client's authenticity or strategy. And it's actually funny. I think that probably our content has gotten better since I started using ChatGPT with my client work because ChatGPT can just hold their brand strategy, their brands, their voices so much better than my own brain can. And yes, I'm there working with the custom GPT, with my client content to make sure that the strategy is there and to make sure everything sounds great and all the different stuff. But like working with this custom with my client work has just been so helpful and more quick. And then also just, I think it's improving content, let's be honest. But yeah, it all starts with the brand blueprint document, creating those for my clients so that you can understand my clients' brands along with my own brand. And man, it has been so helpful. And I actually encourage students as well, if it makes sense for you and your offers, this brand blueprint course gives you license to offer creating a brand blueprint for your clients as a service, which I think could just be an amazing upsell or bonus to so many of our offers who, if we do any work with clients, which then they might need to have a DIY thing after, right? If you're a brand strategist, a brand blueprint document that they can use to train their ChatGPT to then create content for them, man, that would be so helpful as just a fun bonus or even an upsell. This is like another revenue generating thing too, right? So that's my brand blueprint document. What we do is once we create this document, we simply share it with ChatGPT. There's multiple ways we can do this to train ChatGPT to understand everything about our brand. The easiest way is just to one-click file upload, and ChatGPT will read this entire 80-page document in 10 seconds and then be able to hit the ground running doing whatever we want it to do for our brands. And man, I don't even know how to explain to you the difference between the results that I'm getting with ChatGPT. Literally night and day, from generic blah kind of responses to, are you reading my mind right now, ChatGPT? Thank you so much. And like I said, I've been saving an average of 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, and 70 hours a month using brand blueprint with ChatGPT to hit the ground running and get all the shit done in my business. It has been so helpful, so amazing, and I cannot literally personally recommend this enough to you. And also, I know for a fact, just from all of the feedback I've been getting from our students, how amazing this is for pretty much anyone in any industry, any business owner using ChatGPT for any task for your brand, right? So I want to invite you to check out our brand blueprint for ChatGPT course. This course is available now. You can sign up today. And actually, I do host live sessions to get your brand blueprint done, and one is coming up very soon. So don't wait to check it out. It's DIY.ai/blueprint, DIYWITH.ai/blueprint. That's where you can find it, and I will link it in the show notes as well. But definitely check this out, because the faster that you start training AI on your brand, and especially if you want to do it in this deep dive way with your brand blueprint, man, the possibilities are endless, and the time saved, money made can be endless with ChatGPT and these AI tools. This is the best, easiest, fastest, most authentic way to repeatedly train your AI assistant on your brand. And literally, man, it has changed my life, and I know it can change yours too. So, if this sounds interesting to you, make sure you check out our brand blueprint for ChatGPT course. It is available right now, and sign up sooner rather than later so that you can join us for our Get It Done Live week. And you can find that at diywith.ai/blueprint. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me on Instagram. I'm at Authentic AI for Entrepreneurs. I would love to nerd out about this with you and also just make sure that this is exactly what you're looking for and what you need.